I think one of the reasons why I did this whole reciprocity project, particularly now that I am a social influencer. Oh my gosh. Uh, um, yeah, I just talk. I mean, ultimately, it took me a god awful amount of time and work. I am naturally like a introspective, very shy person. I wish you could talk to my mom about that. And then she would tell you I was always like very shy. Um, and I still am today, right? In a crowd, I think it takes a lot of time. If we're going around the room and you're making introductions, and my heart just beats like crazy. And then I get all like stupidly nervous. I'm like, why do I get nervous? I'm 45 years old. I still have that same damn feeling. Gee, such an idiot. But, but, um, why did I begin this whole, once I got once I'm in it now, is I realized that there's nobody out there that are like telling real things in the whole academic game. Um, most of the stuff that you see is extraordinarily market-y, right? Like, oh, look at how wonderful we are, right? Like that's if you the schools, institutions will tell you that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I think that's wonderful. I think there is a need for that. Um, in fact, I think my institution, I would love for them to market more, but you know, whatevs. Um, they don't have the budget for it. So the then you've got all of the people that are extraordinarily like the next class of people are the ones that are I am so successful and follow these 5 easy steps and your world will work out for you. That's a huge part of it. There is a lot of, in fact, the most of the way it's set up, that's how all of it is, right? Like the workshops, the academic workshops, the all of the everything, right? The conventional, legitimate way of doing things is I am so successful. Follow me. Here's my best practices. I hated those even when I was in grad school. I hated them. I thought like, come on, let's just get to work. Um, so there's that, and then you've got this massive growing group of critics, right? And a lot of times you'll see that I'm critical too, right? Like I'm well aware of the critical things. Hey, I'm in it, so I understand. Been there, done that. Um, but there's nobody that's just being normal, like every day telling the story. This is my normal life. Not that I know of, anyways. My normal life is extraordinarily boring. I don't talk a lot about that, but I get up in the morning whenever I can get up. If last night, I'll tell you my day. Just last night, I stayed up until about 10 o'clock doing homework. We're trying to do an essay. My son's in 10th grade. We're trying to do an essay. So we stayed up until then. And then I went to bed. And I usually find it difficult to sleep. And it took me a while to fall asleep. I'd do a couple of messages on the whole reciprocity project while I'm laying in bed. When else am I going to do it? How am I going to build this thing? So I'm laying in bed doing that. And then I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm off to work, right? Did a little quick walk of the dogs because I felt guilty because nobody got up this morning. Normally we get up. My wife will get up at 5. I used to. I find it's getting harder as I get older. Um, and then, well, I'll get up anywhere between 5:30 and 6 and do something, some sort of walk or something like that. So anyways, I walked the dog for 10 minutes. Now I'm going into work. I'm going to, today's my teaching day. So I'll sit and teach and yap. As my son likes to say, I'm a yaptologist. So then I yap and then, we will have dinner. I have a meeting after that. Uh, a little bit of a later meeting, and we'll have dinner and do it all over again. And that's my day all the time, right? Like it does not change. And so it's like really normal. I think that's what you go through, right? I want you to understand like your day is totally normal. This is my life. There's nothing super interesting about it. At any given moment, when I'm working. I do a lot more administrative work now, but it's enjoyable. I don't mind it. Um, it's a little mind numbing. But then, when I'm writing, I'm just sitting there writing and staring at a computer screen. It's extraordinarily boring, right? Like all of that is really boring. There's nothing like, woo. That's my life. And I think, like, if you have this life too, you are square in the pocket. You're doing the right thing. And that's the thing that I've learned repeatedly is being boring. I mean, it's like everything, right? If you're boring with your investments, you actually read a couple of investment books that are non-scammy. They're hard to find, by the way, but investment books that are non-scammy, and you do the thing is invest in basic mutual funds and index funds. Take 10 to 20% of everything you make, throw that into any of these investments, like an index fund, a mutual fund, and you do that repeatedly for a long, long time, you have a boatload of money. That's really boring to do. Like, there's no stories to tell anybody. I didn't invest in Facebook or Google or anything like that when they were little babies, and it turned into this extraordinary thing. There's nothing boring. There's nothing exciting about any of that stuff, right? Like me sitting at a desk, staring at my computer screen. What's interesting about that? But that's okay. That means you are square in the pocket doing the right thing, right? Like, I think we have this preoccupation with interesting because, damn it, humans are ridiculous that way. Um, if I if I walk down the street, everybody they're gonna say, hey, that's just a normal person. I walk down the street naked, not so normal person. People are gonna talk about that for the rest of their day. Um, Not something I want to see, but people will certainly talk about that for maybe the rest of the week. You'll tell all your friends, maybe even the month. You'll be like, remember that guy that was walking down the street that was naked? Yeah. So people are weird that way, but the key thing to remember, we're processors of information. That's essentially it. If it sticks out, and it's the same thing with AI, right? Like, if there's something that has high significance, right, it recognizes patterns. But if there's something that has high significance, it will throw that bad boy in there every once in a while, right? Like if on average, um, if you took a recording and on average you see the basic patterns over and over and over again, it'll just throw that. But then if somebody walks down the street and is recording that, um, buck naked, every once in a while, every 30 times, you'll throw that in and see what the response are. Human behavior will respond very aggressively, um, and whichever way. And then sure enough, that's what you're going to see after that, right? You're going to see a lot more naked dudes walking down the street. Uh, well, humans, man. Um, so what I'm saying is, your day is extraordinarily fine if it's boring and it's the same damn thing every day. You're square in the pocket doing the right thing. Just keep going. That's it. Just keep going. You're doing the right thing every day, one little step at a time. Boring as all get out. And it nobody's gonna ever write home about the fact that they sat another day in the office. Woohoo. You just keep doing that repeatedly. You're doing the right thing if that's actually happening. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day.